So who's your favorite child?
My favorite child? Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I can't say that. I'll tell you here with me now, say you are, but that's not...
You know I had to ask.
Yeah, I know.
You know, with Mother's Day coming on Sunday, we wanted to do something a little special for the Mark Romig Show. Figured, what could we do that was really special? Well, I know something really special. I'm interviewing my mother. My mom, Janice Romig. How are you, Mom?
I'm fine.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Really, I have so many questions I could ask, but we'll just keep it...
Please.
Keep it keep it straight here. All right, growing up in New Orleans, what are your first memories?
Well, I was born at Hotel Dieu, and we lived right on Miro Street, right in Cleveland, off of Galvez. So we were there till I was 7 years old, and we moved to Lakeview.
Wow. That's basically, what parish was that? Sacred?
That was St. Joseph
St.
Parish.
Joseph Parish, okay.
You know, in the big St. Joseph Parish church, and then we moved to Lakeview with St. Dominic.
And you went to St. Dominic?
I went to St. Joseph first for 2 years, and then St. Dominic through all the way to 8th grade, and then I went to Sacred Heart Academy.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that Sacred Heart, you used to take public transportation.
My Dad would drop me at Palmer Park, and I would get the streetcar and go around.
So the streetcar would go up Carrollton?
Up Carrollton, round to St. Charles, and then after school I'd catch the streetcar downtown to my dad's office at the Public Service Building and stay there till he came home from work.
So that Public Service Building is that where
Nopsey Hotel? Right.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So let's go to you and Dad. My dad, Jerry. How did y'all meet?
Jerry. Well, we never really met formally. Our parents went to the same OB doctor, James Nix, and my brothers were 3 brothers ahead of me, and he had 3 brothers ahead of him. Well, he was one of the 3 there. And they met at the OB office and became friends, and then their husbands met, and they became friends, so we never formally met. You know, we'd go to weddings and different things for families.
But there was one time he did actually ask you out.
I went to the drugstore after dancing at Hazelnuts Dancing School every Monday night, and the bunch of us would go over there and have ice cream, and he walked in his sailor suit. He was in the reserves. And, you know, he said, hello, how's your mother, how's your father, like that. And then the next day, he called me for a date, and then that was 3 years later we were married.
Wow.
I think he thought I had matured, not grown tall. I never was tall, but I had matured, so he figured he could ask me out, because he was 2 years older than me.
Oh, okay. Go back to the dancing school just for a moment, because you know we've interviewed Brian Batt.
I know. Well, his grandmother was Hazel Nuss, who had the Hazel Nuss Dancing School. And that's how I met his mother, Gail, and became great friends with her.
And there's a wedding story there with you and Gail, right? Well, she was in
your
my
wedding. Yeah.
She was in your wedding. All right, so Dad asked you out. 3 years later, you're getting married.
Right.
You married where?
St. Dominic in the gym, because they didn't have the big church then. The church was the gym. So we married there and had a home reception.
Okay. So you came back
at a home on Memphis Street.
Right, Lakeview.
Lakeview.
Big reception. Then I remember seeing a photo of you and Dad outside of a car, getting in the car to drive to your honeymoon?
To Grand Hotel, Point Clear.
And that became sort of a go-to place for you and Dad.
Then we'd go back on anniversaries. Remember on our 50th, we took the whole family.
Oh, yeah.
Grandchildren and all.
2003, I think that was, right? That would have been 50 years?
We were married 62 years when Pop died.
But in 2003, was that the 50th? You were married in 1953.
53, yeah.
So, yeah.
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah. That was a grand time at the Grand Hotel.
That was fun.
That was beautiful.
We went back for many anniversaries.
Yeah. You and Dad did a number of fostering opportunities.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, as you know, we had 4 of you all in 5 years. Jay, you, Ann, and Mary Beth. And then we had Ruth and Jan, who died right after they were born. I had RH negative fat, and one had a bad heart and died during the blood change, and then Jan died right after she was born. So after, when Mary Beth was about 5, Dad was working at WDSU as program director, and he said, look at the TV at noon. It was a midday show. Terry Fletcher, Wayne Mack, all of that.
Yeah.
And she said, watch it today. We have the director of the Children's Bureau coming on, talking about fostering. And so we watched it, and we talked about it. We said, let's try that. So we went through all kind of interviews. You all had to be interviewed, that you knew the baby was just coming. A newborn was coming but not staying. They were going to be adopted. So we started doing that, and we had 18. We did 18 of them, and then I got pregnant for Ellen, your younger sister. And they brought her on 6 weeks early, exchanged her blood 3 times. And Ellen now is 50 years old.
Right. She's a very successful teacher.
Well, she's a lawyer, a teacher.
In Houston area.
And a mother of 3 children.
And so did you go back and do a...
And then after Ellen was 5 years old, I had pictures of the babies on the wall.
Right.
The day they left. And her friends would say, who are those children? And she said, those are my foster brothers and sisters, but I didn't know them. I wasn't born. So I said, Jerry and I said, well, let's try it again. And we did 3 with her, and then our parents needed our help more, so we
so a total of 21 babies.
21 altogether.
Right. I remember
newborns. You remember Michael.
I remember the ones that were on the house when I was there, and we would help you change diapers.
Oh, you all did everything.
You were diaper experts.
And you all.
And those were cloth diapers, by the way.
Yes, I know.
There were no Pampers or anything like that. That's right.
No, we finally got a dry.
It was a real diaper back then. I know. Whoa, that was. I think that was a rehearsal for anybody wanting to be a dad or a mom.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's go to Saints. Dad did the Saints for 44 years,
right.
Never missed a game, 446 games, which means you probably never missed a game.
No, when you all were little, I'd stay home with the youngest. But then when you all got a little older, remember we would all go and sit in the games and with everybody, the families of the Saints.
Yeah, and you had to stay the whole game. Because that was your ride.
I couldn't leave. You left when you got older, but...
Well, we had the prerogative.
Yeah.
But
no, we stayed, and we loved it. And then when Alan was born, I stayed home and then brought her when she was...
Yeah. I know that was a magnificent run for you and Dad.
It was so much fun.
And then the Saints took you and Dad to Miami for the Super Bowl.
Oh, we went to the Super Bowl, definitely. That was wonderful. And to be there and... to be there and be a part of that. And we would be crying at the end, and a man in front of us was from New York, and he said, why are you all crying? Jerry said, if you wait as long as we have to get here, you'd be crying too. But that was a wonderful trip.
Yeah. And then a couple of years later, tell us about the time that they brought you and Dad to the Saints office and they presented Dad something special.
Oh, yeah, they presented him. They had thought that, I think the Bensons thought Daddy had gotten a ring at the Super Bowl, but they didn't, and he was just happy to go to the Super Bowl. He wasn't worried about the ring. But our oldest son, your brother Jay, works for the Saints 49 years now, and he got his ring, so Jerry was happy with that. So one day, Mr. Benson realized when he retired, Dad retired, had to retire, he
retired from announcing for the Saints.
Announcing. And then they had us over there, and all the family was there, and they presented him with his ring. So he was thrilled with that.
It's a great day. Yeah. Remember, Coach Peyton was there.
Kate was
Vicky
there.
Loomis was there.
Everybody was there.
Yeah. Dennis Benson, Dennis Lauscha.
Mr. Miss Benson.
Yeah.
We have a picture of Dad and Mr. Benson in their wheelchairs.
Very special. You're wearing a very important medal around your neck.
Regina Matra medal.
Regina Matra. Describe to our viewers what the Regina Matra is.
Regina Matra is a medal given yearly since 1947. It started, so this would be 80th year, I think, or whatever. But anyway, to a mother in the Archdiocese who is not only a good Catholic, but she has children, and she's been active in her church and the school and with the children and in the community. And it's given every year. Committee nominates them, someone nominates them, and then the committee votes. And I was fortunate in 1977 to have received this. And this would be, I think it's almost the 80th year that it started.
Wow. And you have been, this is like your 50th anniversary of getting it.
It would be.
We're
Next
almost
year,
50.
huh?
Next year.
Next year,
Yeah.
I'm 27, yeah.
And I know you help organize the event every year.
Well, not the event.
The luncheon.
We have decided years ago, a group of us decided to have a luncheon the week before the award with the honoree of that year. And we have mass and lunch, and they get to know each other. So we've been doing that.
That's great.
It's great.
So who's your favorite child?
My favorite child? Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I can't say that. I'll tell you here with me now, say you are, but that's not
You know I had to ask.
Yeah, I know. You don't have a favorite. And don't ask me the favorite grandchild either.
Oh, our great-grandchild. I know.
Right now it's Mason.
You've got one of them with you. Anything else you want to share with us?
Well, I don't know what else I can say except that one time
You look wonderful, by the way. I love the blouse.
You told me to wear something bright, Mark, and I did. But at the time Dad died, he was president of the Sugar Bowl, and that year ABC, who did the Sugar Bowl at that time, took us to the Olympics in
yes.
Calgary. And that was a wonderful experience to be at that. We got to see every event, and they flew us there. They dressed us in a whole outfit, and it really was wonderful. That was wonderful.
That's beautiful. That's great. Well, Mom, I love you so much.
Oh, I love you, Mark.
Thank you.
I can't say you're my favorite.
I was trying to get that out of you, Mom.
I have 5 favorites.
Thank you. And
You're my grocery man on a Saturday.
that's right. David and I
You
do
and
the
your David
groceries.
keep
That's right.
do my groceries.
Well, you're such a big part of my life and everyone else's life in the family. And we'll be celebrating with you this coming Sunday.
Right, I'll be there.
That's right. That's Mother's Day. And so help me wish everyone Happy Mother's Day from here. Happy Mother's Day,
Happy
everybody.
Mother's Day.
Mom, I've got
Especially-
something special for you, too.
Oh, gosh.
We know you love yellow roses,
gosh.
so we've got some yellow roses for you.
Thank
as
you,
well.
Mark.
I'll give them to you when
Okay.
when we go
You
off
know
the
I
air.
love yellow roses.
Thank
Your
you.
dad always gave me yellow roses.
All right, everybody. Happy Mother's Day from the Mark Romig Show.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hey, y'all. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. Please follow us. We've got new shows each and every week. And a very, very special thanks to all of our sponsors who are making this possible. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.